Learn how to ace your audit procedure question by watching this video till the end. I'm Megha Bansali, ACCA and the CA. In my series of solving past papers, we are discussing audit and assurance paper, where we're discussing time management, exam strategy, what to do if you're getting stuck. So there are a lot of tips in store for you, so don't forget to watch the video till the end. And please do subscribe to my channel, share it with more of your audit friends, and do drop in a comment below on how you found the video and in case you have any kind of doubts. Now, without wasting much of our time, let's get started. We are discussing practice paper 1 from the CBE platform. In case you have missed out on the earlier video, then our playlist is available. You can go and watch those. So this is a very straightforward procedure question. Now procedure question comes in every attempt. And this is something personally I believe is the most scoring part of audit, because if you have practically done audit, you have understood audit and not mugged it up, then this answer is a very cakewalk answer for you. Okay, so please focus on procedure, try and understand the procedures, please do not mug them up. Now let's dig on to the question. Describe substantive procedure you should perform to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence in relation to the following matters. Now they are asking us substantive procedures. So what are substantive procedures? Anything other than control testing is called as substantive procedures. There are multiple types of substantive procedures. So you have like your analytical procedure, test of details, physical verification, external confirmation. So as soon as substantive procedure comes, all these procedures should pop into your head. Okay. Now the first one is revaluation of property, plant and equipment, inventory valuation, bank loan. Let's read the requirement for each of these and then let's answer it. It is 1st July 2015. Eldamore Co. manufactures chemical component using a continuous production process. Its year end was 1st May 2015. So I am doing this post my year end. It's not an interim audit. That's what we can get to know from this. And the draft profit before taxes $13.6 million. You are the audit supervisor and the year end audit is due to commence shortly. The following matters have been brought to your attention. Revaluation of property, plant and equipment. At the beginning of the year, management undertook an extensive review of Eldoco's non-current assets valuation and as a result decided to update the carrying amount of all PP. The finance director Peter Dullman contacted his brother Martin, who is a valuer, and requested that Martin firm undertake the valuation, which took place in June 2014. But there's a twist here. Now what's the twist basically? Yes, you don't have to talk about property, plant and equipment, but you have to talk about revaluation of property, plant and equipment. So simple, okay, just think now logically, okay, what is revaluation? Let's think logically, okay. Revaluation means writing the value of the asset based on the fair value. Fair value is what? Nothing but the market value. So now you could talk about calculation. How have they calculated the fair value? So now that we know how revaluation is calculated, you can write points around that. First could be how is the fair value calculated. Second could be how is my revaluation gain or loss been accounted for. Now third, here they have used an external person for valuation, Martin. So we can talk about using the service of others. Does he have the competency to kind of perform the work because he is related to the finance director? Then is there any kind of independence issue between them, because does Peter Dullman have any personal interest involved in this kind of valuation? So that we need to check. Then you need to check completeness. So you need to make sure that entire assets belonging to that particular class have been considered for revaluation or no, because that's what our revaluation standard talks about. Then we can talk about depreciation. So we know even after revaluation, depreciation has to be calculated. So all these points you can talk about in your procedures. How are you going to check all of these? And guys, do remember, whenever you're talking about procedures, please include your assertions. For example, like I spoke about completeness. So you'll say verify completeness by ensuring that all the assets belonging to the class of PP have been revalued. So that could be your point. Then you can talk about accuracy. So wherein you can say that whatever figures have been given by the valuer, the same value has the property, plant and equipment been increased or no. So you look at all your assertions and talk about these points. So you don't have to mug all of these up. Just logically think what happens when you do in case of revaluation, and just write those points and link to your assertions. That's it. Okay, it's as simple as that. And you see this is just for 5 marks, so 5 points and you're done. Now let's move on to our next. Inventory valuation. Your firm attended the year-end inventory count for Elder Co. and ascertained that the progress was recorded for recording work in progress and finished goods was acceptable. Both WIP and finished goods are material to the financial statement, and the quantities in the stage of completion of all ongoing production was recorded accurately during the count. Great. Now everything is perfect. So what do you write now? Okay. During the inventory count, the count supervisor noted that the consignment of finished goods component E243 worth a value of $7,20,000 was defective, in that the chemical mix was incorrect. The finance director believed that the component E243 can still be sold at a discounted sum of $4,000. Now we have to talk about inventory valuation. So we know inventory needs to be valued at cost or NRV, whichever is lower. So simple, you can talk about one point for each for WIP and for work in progress. For WIP and for finished goods. So for your work in progress, you can say, determining the cost is very critical, because it depends on the stage of completion. So you get the overall calculation of the client and see at what stage had they considered this to be complete, and when you did a physical verification, was it completed to that stage, and then how is the cost calculated. Then you can say if any computer or software is being used for computation of this cost, then you could also do an audit of that software to see if accurate calculations have been taken place or no. Then when you talk about net realizable value, it gets a little challenging to get the net realizable value of WIP, but see how the management has assessed this net realizable value, or have they even done this assessment in the first place or no. So you could talk about these things. Again, for finished goods, determining the net realizable value is pretty simple for finished goods, because it will be your selling price. So you could probably, because this is a chemical industry, they might have some rate list or somewhere where you can get your net realizable value. Again, finished goods, your cost calculation would involve, a lot of processing charges, because they're getting some chemicals, they're processing it. So you could talk about how the management has calculated, verify the calculation, verify the software, if any software has used for calculation. So all these points you could talk about in case of finished goods and work in progress. Another point that you could include here is to ensure that the breakup of work in progress and finished goods is accurate. That means if something is completed 90%, it should not be called finished goods, it should go into my work in progress. So that you can talk about. Then you can talk about 2 points on your component E243. So one where you could talk about because this has some kind of defect, then this to be valued at cost or NRV. So NRV we know is 4,000, cost is 7,200. So it has to be accounted at the lower. But here how has the NRV been arrived at? What was the director's calculation? How is 4 lakh rupees been arrived at? And then you can also check the net realizable value by my subsequent sale. So post year end some sale would have taken place. So at what value has this sale taken place? That way you can determine your net realizable value. So all these points you can talk about in your inventory valuation. So guys, it's very simple, straightforward. I hope you're understanding. Logically apply your concepts. All you need to do is apply your accounting concepts. That's it, right? Yes. So understand how the accounting should take place, and that's what you're checking. See, what's the work of an auditor? To verify, to check, right? Yes, so start thinking like that. If I had to check this, what would I do? If I had to check the inventory figures, what would I do? If I had to check the revaluation of PP, what would I do? Just that. So start questioning yourself, start tuning your mind, and then you will easily be able to draft your procedures. Moving on to our last one, bank loan. Elda Co. secured a bank loan of 2.6 million on 1st August 2013. Repayments of $2 lakh are due quarterly with a lump sum of $8 lakh due for repayment in November 2015. The company met the loan repayment on time but was late in paying the Feb 2015 and May 2015 repayments. Now simple, whenever I have a loan, I need to verify my loan document, loan agreement. So that works for any transaction. I have my leases, I have my loans. Wherever there would be an agreement, verify the agreement. Verify the loan repayment schedule from that agreement. Then verify the payment of 2.6 million, has that come into my bank account. Verify the payment of November 2015, has money been going out. And then you see that has money gone out in the month of December, in the month of January. Those would be your simple procedures. And also verify if there are any kind of charges or penalty for non-compliance of non-payment of your loan, because in the month of Feb and May we haven't paid. So check your loan agreement if there is any kind of compliance issue for non-repayment. That's it, that will cover your bank loan procedures. So I hope you guys are following. Yes? Yes, that's wonderful, that's great. So I know it's very simple, right? Simple, straightforward procedures are not at all complicated, guys. Now the last one, okay. Describe the procedure which the auditor of Elda Co. should perform in assessing whether or not the company is a going concern. Now this is a very generic procedure. What should you do to see if it's a going concern? So first of all, for going concern, we know we need to do an assessment of next 12 months cash flow. So do that. See if there is any indicator for going concern issue. Like in this case, there is an indicator of non-payment of your loan. See if they have any liquidity issue. Discuss with management, discuss with those charged with governance. Get a management representation letter. Then you can also do a check for the next period, that's for subsequent events. Check can be done to see if you're paying your creditors on time, if you're getting your money from your debtors, have you repaid the bank loan, why was the bank loan not being paid. So all these subsequent events check can be done to see if there are going concern threat or no. So 5 marks, 5 points is more than enough, and this kind of covers your entire procedure question. I hope you've got a good idea on how to draft your procedures. So you don't have to write too many fancy things, you don't have to write too much of it. Just logically, understand what should I be checking if I have to perform the audit. Write that, but please use certain technical words like your assertions, completeness, accuracy, existence, verification. Use the words like verify, review. So use all of these technical words. It will give you good impression, or it will give your answer some high weightage when you use these technical words. So just write in your own words, but use these technical words here and there, and you are going to be sorted with your procedure question. So I hope you have now more confidence with your procedure question. However, if you require any kind of assistance, I am always there to help you. And guys, I am also happy to be launching my audit revision classes and my test series. So to get those details, you can drop a comment below, or you can reach out to me on this number. And guys, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Please like the video, share it with more of your friends, and do drop in a comment below if you are getting stuck anywhere and require any kind of assistance. I'll be back with our last video on our audit series. So please stay tuned for that. Until then, take care. See you all.